This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Yo, what is the deal, everybody? What is the deal? Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. Shout outs and salutations to everybody in the room. We got over 106 in the room. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Everybody on Twitter, share this thing out. And make sure everybody that came into the room, pay your bar tabs, y'all. Pay your freaking bar tabs, man. Yo, salutations to the nation, man. What's up to my brother Can't Get Right in the room? My brother Huey P. Martin from way across the pond. Oh, my God. Jason Gutierrez. Terry Ogden is in the freaking place. Oh, my Lord. Terry Ogden is in the place. Hey, what's good, my brother Wasted? This is a splendiferous occasion. I hope I didn't pass you off with his Grandmaster Flash comment. Nah, man. Come on, brother. It's hilarious, bro. Hilarious, man. You know, look, I'm all for the jokes, my brother. My dog Can't Get Right, getting the day started, gifting 5 Raider Nation Unlimited Wasted Talent memberships. The Wasted Talent Army has grown by droves. Thank you to my brother Can't Get Right for always supporting the channel, man. Yeah, we almost got 200 in the room. Yo, we got a lot to get into today, guys. We got a lot to get into. I pushed the show back a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you. Brother a little tired, man. A brother is a little tired. Woo, man, had a rough day, man. Rough day today, rough weekend. You know what I mean? Shout out to my family. You know what I mean? But rough weekend, man. Some bad news this weekend. We don't get too much into it, but I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's been a rough weekend, man. So I love being over here with the nation right now. My guy Cisco Duarte is in a place. Yo, Mod Father Graham Cam is in a place to be, man. Ant is in a place to be, man. The Mr. Nasty B fan club extraordinaire. James Bowles is in a place, man. You damn right. I got to get that pot of Joe to get rocking and rolling, man. Shout out, man. Shout out to my guy, Matthew Barraquah is in a place, man. And yo, listen. MP Raider, everybody. Now listen. The main thing that I wanted to get into, y'all, today, we want to go over ballers and busters from the game. We're going to go over that. And salute to everybody who watched the game. Yo, we're going to break some of that down, who I think are guys who've helped themselves making this roster. Also, people who've hurt themselves. Also, we're going to go over the new depth chart. They released the updated depth chart like an hour ago. Shout out to my bro, Graphic Raider. He shared it with me. It's on his I think it's on his Instagram right now. It's on Twitter. My brother LV Maxim is in the place. Oh my God. Alex Torres is in the place. Alex Rebel Rojas, my dog, is in the freaking place, man. Michael Johnson is in the place. My opinion is in the place. Elite is in the place to be. Where you been, Elite? My God. Raider Joe 70 with the $20 holler, man. Just wanted to support. Thank you, brother, for supporting the channel, man. You keeping the lights on over here at Raider Nation Unlimited, rocking and rolling, bro. I appreciate you, dog. It doesn't go unnoticed. I appreciate you, bro. My God, Raider C, man, with the $2 holler, man. Yesterday's price is not today's price. You damn right, man. So, look, let's get into it, y'all. So, you know, today I'm trying to find a place where the depth chart is actually somewhere where I can show you guys. So, I'm going to find the Raiders depth chart on Twitter right now. And I will be showing it to you guys, man. I mean, what did you guys in the chat real quick before I put that up, man? What do y'all think about the game, man? What did y'all think about the game, man? I mean, there was a lot to be excited about. There was also a lot from my perspective to be, you know, not really alarmed. Not really alarmed, but things that we need to be keeping an eye on. There are things we need to be keeping an eye on as a fan base, man, because you know, I'm going to tell you something, man. Some of those backups, some of the guys who in the second and third string were looking a little woeful. Our run defense is something Antonio Pierce brought up. And I'm going to be honest with you. Our run defense is something that I need to really keep an eye on, man. there were a lot of good things that came out of the game, man. You know, Brock Bowers is one of them, man. He looked as advertised. He looked box office. He looked great, right? Jack Jones. I mean, my God, man. What more could you say about this brother, man? Jack Jones balled out for the short time he was on the field. You know, there's a lot of people who, you know, such as myself, you know, I'm like, man, you know, I'm optimistic. I think that, you know, this thing is going to do well. This defense is going to play well. But the secondary, man, we got to look at the secondary. And look, Jack Jones went out there and showed exactly what time it is, what kind of time he's going to be on this whole season, man. Jack Jones, man. I mean, Ja'Cory Bennett played well too, man. Tre'von Moehrig played well. My guy, Ira Jackson, is in a place, man, with the 5 Raider Nation Unlimited memberships. Thank you, Ira Jackson, for pulling up and supporting this channel, my brother. Yo, my guy, Classic Man Q with the $2 holler, man. AP got a tough decision to make on a starting QB. Really don't think so, bro. I really don't think so. We're gonna get into that a little later, yo. But let's get this depth chart out the way, right? Now, I gotta find where this thing is. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send this to myself. Send this to myself, man. I'm gonna send it to myself on Twitter, or I could just read it off to y'all. So as of right now, offense as of August the 12th. Colton Miller, of course, left tackle. Cody Whitehair, left guard. Andre James. Dylan Parham at right guard. Thayer Munford at right tackle. Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers, they have them both starting. Devontae Adams, Joey Myers, of course. QB, they have Gardner. They're not Gardner Mitchell. They have Aiden O'Connell starting. Zamir White starting at running back. There's no surprises there. And on defense, man, you know, Max Crosby, John Jenkins, Christian Wilkins, Malcolm Kuntz, Divine Diablo, Robert Spillane, Nate Hobbs, Ja'Cory Bennett, Jack Jones, Tre'von Moehrig, Marcus Epps, AJ Cole, Daniel Carlson, long snapper Jacob Obermeyer, kick returner Amir Abdullah, punt returner Trey Tucker. So, look, you know, there is not a whole lot that surprises me about this, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to find a place to share this so I can send this to you guys. I'm going to airdrop it. Can't airdrop it right now. You know, you guys know how your brother Wasted hates dead air. Can't freaking stand it. So I'm going to post it, and I'm going to find my own Twitter feed. I'm going to bring it up in a second so you guys can see it real time, man. But, guys, you know, there were a lot of guys that, to me, balled out. And let me get this in real quick. My brother, LV Mazur, Wasted. I was intrigued by Getsy's play calling style. I was, too. There were certain things about Getsy's play calling style that, you know, I didn't think he ran the football enough. There was another thing, too, man. There were a lot of people when Luke Getsy was with the Chicago Bears, people would complain that a lot of the route combinations would have people on the offense running into each other a lot. And I saw that. You know, I know this is a small sample size, but I saw that. I definitely saw that. I'm not really happy about that. I hope that we see a little bit, you know, better execution. We didn't have the full myriad of guys out there from our particular squad. You know what I mean? And they were trying to, you know, get guys in game situations to kind of evaluate them. So I'm not going to kill Luke Getsy yet. We got over 300 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. My guy, Darth Raider. Not concerned with the run game. We got weapons. 2. 3. Backups on defense is a bit of a concern. 4. No QB didn't take a hold of the position. Might have to look at a veteran cornerback for depth. Yeah, you know, now we as a defense, right? I think the starting defense, we're fine. But we know that football is a game of attrition. You know what I'm saying? And you want to make sure that you have competent backups, man. And some of these backups, man, were not looking great, man. They were not looking great. I mean, there's one guy that, and I'm going to get into it when we get into our Ballers and Bumba Clots series of the show. We're going to start talking about some of the guys that, really, really, really freaking helped themselves, man. There were some guys that really, really helped themselves. And I'm just going to say right now, one of them is Amari Burney, man. Now, you guys know Amari Burney is a guy that I've been very, very high on, man. And Amari Burney really showed up and showed out. He played terrific, man. Amari Burney played terrific, man. I'm proud of that young man, bro. Proud of that young man. Now, guys, right now, I have the depth chart. I'm going to share it with you guys right now. So we can get into some of the backups. They have, Christian Wilkerson listed, Keelan Doss listed, Pete. They still have him as the backup left tackle. We have to go out there, and I think there's a name out there that the Raiders might want to look into, because Andrews Pete got totally taken to the woodshed, man, by a rookie. Now I see why the Saints were so reticent to get rid of that guy. He didn't play well at all. I think he should be playing for his roster spot. If I'm the head coach, he's playing for his roster spot next week. Real rap. That guy did not play well at freaking all, man. He didn't play well at all, man. No, listen, bro. AOC is listed as quarterback one, and as he should be. I don't think, a lot of people, they act like, Aiden O'Connell's accuracy means nothing. Now, when we talk about, him taking the sack, that has more to do with the ineptitude of Andrews Pete than it does Aiden O'Connell. I mean, Aiden O'Connell going 6 for 7, to me, was big. I mean, Gardner Minshew threw a touchdown. He had some explosive plays. And guess what, man? He deserves a lot of credit. I think he kept himself in this quarterback battle a little bit longer. But, if I'm being honest, he was going up against second and third string talent. And also, when you start talking about, Gardner Minshew, man, Gardner Minshew was not as efficient as Aiden O'Connell was with the amount of snaps that he had. Gardner Minshew was if I think Gardner Minshew was like sick. I got to pull this up, man. But, Gardner Minshew's stats were not that great as far as completion percentage. So I'm going to pull his stats up from the last game. You guys bear with me right here. You bear with me right here. We got to get this rocking and rolling, man. We got to get this rocking and rolling, man. Got in here a little late. Normally had a show set up, but it's all good, man. It is all good, man. I know you guys love what's going on over at Raider Nation Unlimited, right? So, Gardner Minshew, had a TD drive in his second drive, 44-yard connection with Tucker. He found Cole Fartherham for 11 yards on the 3rd and 6. He finished 6 of 12, 117 yards, 1 TD, passer rating of 112.2. So Gardner Minshew played pretty well. 50% clip right there. You can't be mad at that. You can't be mad at that, but I don't think that's enough to just, anoint him the starter. You know what I mean? Has he inched a little closer to Aiden O'Connell, in my opinion? I think that, I would be lying if I'm saying that the optics, as far as from a fan's perspective, doesn't lead you to think that Gardner Minshew is getting closer to that job. But Aiden O'Connell went 7 for 9 for 76 yards on an opening drive. He twice converted on first down. So Aiden O'Connell didn't stick the football in the end zone. But I think, this staff probably, I've said this several times. I think that this staff probably is going to value the guy who takes care of the football a little bit, right? The guy who's a little more accurate a little better. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. And 0 sacks, man. My guy Raider Scorpio. I think AOC remains QB1. Gardner Minshew extended some plays with his feet, but he also runs backwards, and I didn't like that. And when you're out there and you're playing against a better defensive football team, you're playing against the starters, that's the kind of stuff that gets you sacked. That's the kind of stuff that gets you beat. Let's be for real here. Now, as far as, depth and some of the other things, we're going to get into that a little later. I think that the Raiders would be suited to go out there and go look for another freaking lineman. I really do. My guy Ira Jackson with the $5 holler, man. So I think they need to get ready to spend so many of the cash to replace lane players on the squad. I mean, Ira, you have to be pragmatic about this. You cannot, go out there and spin your way out of weaknesses on your roster all the time. The player has to be the right player. They got to be the right fit. You know what I mean? It has to be the right time. When you get guys out there after, cuts go down and stuff like that, you can kind of scour the waiver wire and see if somebody fits into what you have going on. But as far as for backup roles, there is going to be guys out there that are available on the offensive line. There's also a guy out there that's a little long in the tooth. We can look into this particular player. But, there was an article on, heavy.com. Shout out to the heavy.com, man. A lot of people are calling for the Raiders to go out there and bring in Riley Reef. Now, Riley Reef is a guy that was a first-round pick of the Detroit Lions back in 2012. He's played for 5 different teams. He started 149 games in his career. He's also played left and right tackle, so he has some versatility. That's something that the Raiders really, really look into and they like. Reef spent 2022 with the Chicago Bears, where Luke Getsy was. And, he was offensive coordinator there. He should have some familiarity with the system, so it wouldn't be a situation where you have to throw the baby out with the bathwater and you got a guy that has to learn the system, right? And it wouldn't be a huge learning curve for him. And also, man, Colt Miller is on track to return soon, according to an August 9th story from ESPN, Jeremy Fowler. But if he's back and healthy, the need at tackle would be less pressing. But the Raiders do have Thayer Munford, DJ Glaze, and Andrews Pete. So adding, Reef might not be necessary, but I'm thinking with Andrews Pete, man, and I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. He had a bad game, but man, me looking into the future and seeing an Andrews Pete starting for the Raiders any amount of time is something that really, really concerns me. Now, I know this goes big with the nation, but there are rumors that Riley Reef grew up a Raiders fan. And I know that, listen, that has nothing to do with whether you bring him in or not, but you know us, we're a very nostalgic fan base. This is something that, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And I'm sure that Reef is a guy that is not going to come at a high price tag being kind of long in the tooth, man. I would love to see them take a flyer on him. Love to see him take a, he's been in the league 12 years, man. I would love to see them take a flyer on this guy. What do you guys think? I mean, my guy Raider C in a place to be, man. Here's my cut list: Sincere, Chris Smith, Corey Luciano, Keelan Doss, Britton Brown, Sam Webb, McAllister, Wilkerson, Pete, and add more for me wasted. Look, Sincere McCormick didn't look so bad to me. I like Sincere. Yo, we got over 400 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted, man. My man, Classic Man Q. I think Pete is better at guard. Yeah, I do too, man. I think in any metric, if you have an Andrews Pete playing, tackle for you, you're in trouble, man. You are in serious, serious trouble. My opinion, what you talking about, bro? You said AOC ran into that sack? No, he didn't, bro. It was a jailbreak, bro. He ain't running to that sack, man. Get the F out of here, man. F out of here, my opinion. Your opinion is not valid here. The F is wrong with you. Shout out to everybody in the room, man. Shout out to everybody in the room. My guy Devastator's in the place. Absolutely like Minshew and what he did. His first time on this team, yeah, he did well and will get better. Devastator, shout out to you, man. I respect it, man. Minshew is a wild stallion. Like that he can move out of the pocket, but I do like AOC's ability to stay in the pocket, for better, for worse. Dude even moved a little. Yes, and to be honest with you, Gardner Minshew did throw a hospital ball to our tight end who got his clock completely cleaned, man. You gotta look at things like that too, man. As of right now, Aiden O'Connell's got to go out there and win his job. Antonio Pierce pretty much said as much, at his post game presser yesterday. He said that the quarterback decision will be decided next week during the Dallas preseason game. And this is pretty much something that, I was saying, you can't go into the third preseason game not knowing your guys. You got to get the organization behind your guy, right? That decision will be made. Now, this decision does not happen in a vacuum, but I think we got to look at how things were in the classroom. We got to look at the practice habits. We got to look at who is absorbing and ingesting the offense better. And we also have to look at that game tape. They don't, a lot of that tape that they're going to be reviewing is going to be from these two games. And the only thing I can see Aiden O'Connell, or him being the incumbent losing his job is him going out there and totally imploding and shitting the bed and, throwing a bunch of interceptions, man. But Minshew definitely has taken a jump. I think that it's more real. I think he's gotten closer to the metric of trying to start, man. Now, there's a lot of people that says, yeah, I'll take the guy who threw the touchdown. And 100%. Touchdowns, right? But you have to look at the nuance in that. You have to look at the nuance. You got to look at who took more snaps, right? You got to look at who they were playing against. You got to look at the down and distance and the situations too, right? My guy Raider Felon in the place. AOC is taking a jump. You could see it in the film. He looked off and moved defenders. Listen, let me tell you something. AOC is starting to mature into an actual NFL starting quarterback. I really, 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 really believe that. Now, there's some people that will say, like my guy, 214 Game Hustle, he says, accuracy doesn't win games. Touchdowns do. I beg to differ, my friend. Accuracy wins games in the concept of how many snaps are being played, right? So if you're looking at it from a metric of, I'm going to start the game and this guy is going to throw the ball 40 times, right? Accuracy matters. It definitely matters, bro. Accuracy matters. Some of the inaccurate and errant passes are balls that can be intercepted too, right? And you have to be able to move the football. Accuracy matters. Decision-making matters, right? As of right now, I think that, my football brain tells me Aiden O'Connell is ahead, but I'm going to be real with you. Aiden O'Connell has to go out there and win that job. It's not just a foregone conclusion like I thought before. And that's what Gardner Minshew did. Gardner Minshew put himself in a position to get a real crack at winning that job. That's what he did. Make no mistake, because the optics matter. The optics matter. If I'm going to be a betting man about this, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to be real. I would probably tell you that if I had to bet money on it, I would tell you that Aiden O'Connell will wind up the starter. It just makes a hell of a lot of sense, man. You know what I'm saying? And when you talk about being a betting man, we got to talk about BetUS, right? I mean, are you guys looking for a new football book this season? Are you guys going to play some bets this season? There's some of us that wager on games, right? Those who don't, cool. But there are some of us who do wager on football games, right? And if you're looking for a new sports book, BetUS is your answer, man. They have the fastest payouts in the industry, 125% sign-up bonus, $2,000 off your first 3 deposits, fast and easy deposit withdrawal process. Hey, check out the BetUS link that's up there pinned to the top. That's Wasted's link. Let me tell you something. Hit that link. Go through that link. Show the people at BetUS the power of the Wasted Talent Army, as you guys always do. And let me tell you something. If you do go to BetUS, man, they have the best betting variety in the business, man. I mean, for God's sakes, they had snooker on it, but I don't even know what snooker is, right? 24/7 live personalized service, 365 days a year, live wagering on all major games. And did you know BetUS will give you your own personal account manager? Listen, guys, let me tell you something. If you're going to bet this year on football, baseball, basketball, whatever, go on over there to BetUS, man, and tell them Wasted Talent sent y'all, man. That was that pause for the cause, man. So let's get back to the football, right? My guy, Rated Scorpio, said, get this man a cup of Joe. Listen, I got my cup of Joe. We rocking and rolling here. We got over 400 of y'all in the room. Hit them damn likes. And, like I said, too, man, pay your damn bar tabs, y'all. Raider Primos. Sanji said it best. People who dislike AOC only talk about the sack, but don't talk about the entire drive. I agree with the sack. 50% Getsy, 25% AOC, 25% on P. Primos, where did you get those numbers from, Primos? The F out of here, Primos. The F out of here. How the hell is it 50%? Listen, I say it is 70% on Andrews P. He just got beat. My guy Graf is in a place. Man, shout out to my dog Graf. Jamal Calhoun is in a place. What do you think about the backup DTs, not A. Butler? We'll get into that a little later, my brother. We will get into that a little later, man. There is one guy that, to me, put himself in the conversation, right? And that is NJS, Nessa J. Silvera, man. He put himself in the conversation, man. He put himself in the conversation, man. He put himself in the conversation like a mug, man. Yo, my guy, Raider Nation 2447 with the $5 holler, man. P at left tackle got that starting ass backwards award. Put me in, Coach P. Get your ass back on the bench. Shout out to you, dog. Yes, man. He is effing terrible, man. My guy, Graphic Raider. Once those defenses disguise their looks, Minshew will look differently. Hopefully not too much. I'll take Aiden's efficiency. And efficiency is something that you guys got to understand something. Efficiency is one of the main keys to being in the National Football League. See, this is one thing that we're not talking about, right? During the regular season, you will have one of the best wide receivers to ever play this game out there. So that efficiency matters, right? Because when he goes and he separates and he gets open, right? I want that guy that's going to be able to see the field, deliver that football, get that thing out of his hands, and get the ball in the hands of his playmakers, right? I also want a guy that's more accurate. I don't need any helium balls. I don't need, these hospital balls that I've seen, Gardner Minshew throw before, and listen, this is an unbiased opinion because I like Gardner Minshew, right? Listen, I'm not totally dejected if Gardner Minshew starts. It's not like with Jimmy Garoppolo where it got to a point where I didn't even want to see that. I don't want to see that guy on anyone's team. I don't think he should be in the NFL at this point, right? And I don't think he's going to make the team with the Rams, but I digress. But with Gardner Minshew, I also, to me, with a defensive team, you got to take care of the ball. And it looks like he's going to be the kind of guy to take care of the ball. My guy, Solomon Mitchell, let's be 100% honest. When our ones and twos were out there, we stomped their ass. Let's get excited. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you, man. Yo, my guy, Darth Raider. Bowers is going to be a problem. He lined up everywhere. Yes. Let me tell you something. Nick Saban ain't never lied about that. Brock Bowers is going to be a effing problem. See, and this also harkens to efficiency. I love the way, and this is just me using my football brain, right? No bias. Me looking at the way Aiden went through his progressions. He saw the field, got the ball out of his hands quick, was accurate, moved the offense well. I love that. The one thing is I don't like the fact that I don't think that Luke Getsy runs the ball enough. He does not run the ball enough, man. But you know what? We're going to put a pin in that, man. Let me get to this one. My guy, Jeff Kreiser. If you want to keep mentioning Minshew played against the backups, make sure you mention he was playing with backups. No Myers, no Bowers, no Mayer. And, Jeff Kreiser, that is a very valid point. Shout out to you, my brother. That is a very, very valid point, right? It's a very valid point. But the thing is that when you start talking about, putting things in perspective, I think it's infinitely harder to move the football in a situation that Aiden was in. Not harder to move the football. Let me not say that. Let me hold my horses here. But I think it's harder to move the football against a starting level defense. It's harder to move defense when you have some of the guys that were on the field for the Minnesota Vikings, right? And Aiden looked very, very good. Now that rookie they got over there, man, that kid from Alabama, that kid is a beast. But look, man, it's not like Aiden had, everything and everybody. And we're going to get to see Gardner Minshew with the starters this week, I think. I just think for what kind of football team we are, I would prefer the guy to grow into the role of, taking chances. Because, listen, man, when you start talking about quarterbacks, the difference between really, really good quarterbacks and guys that are kind of pedestrian or guys that are willing to take shots down the field. Like I watched a little bit of the Commanders game, and I saw Jaden Daniels. I wanted to see what he looked like, and he's as advertised. He's a kid. He comes right in. He's taking shots down the field right off the bat. C.J. Stroud was that kind of quarterback. Those top-end quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, they take shots, right? Guys like Aiden O'Connell, they have to get to a point where they develop the confidence to take shots. Now, Gardner Minshew is a guy that has always been a gambler. He takes shots, but I don't think that the talent level lines up with his moxie. So with Aiden O'Connell, I think Aiden O'Connell, if you give him more time, he's going to be in his second year. He starts to understand what's going on more, sees the field more, gets used to the feel of the game a little more. I think Aiden O'Connell, with him being a guy who takes care of the ball, by, week 4 or 5, we'll start taking more shots down the field. And they'll be accurate shots. And they'll be within the framework of the offense. And there'll be shots that won't get guys, mollywopped and mop ringered. And some of those shots won't get intercepted. See, I like Aiden O'Connell's ball placement. See, when I'm looking at a quarterback, I look at more than just that box score. I'm looking at where he's putting the football. That is really, really big. That was one of the biggest problems I had with Derek at the end, is where he used to put the ball a lot of the times. Minshew just kind of just drops back and lets it rip. And sometimes you need that. Sometimes it works. But most of the time in the NFL, when you do that shit, guys are running back the other way with that ball, man. And it's crazy, man. My guy Leaky, one bad play, everyone called for ALC head. Like, bro, you guys expect him to go out there and look like Tom Brady right off the rip, and that's the fact, man. Grizz Moreno, yeah, that's right. 75% on Pete. Dude is looking like a revolving door. That's what I saw, man. That's what the F I saw, man. That is what the F I saw, man. Shout out to everybody. I got top shotters in the place, man. I'm probably the only one who has a Nesta jersey. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That's your cousin, right? Oh, yeah. Top shot. Nesta J, that's your cousin, right? Top shotter, put that in the chat. That's your cousin, right? Shout out to Top Shotter, man. Where you been, bro? Where have you been, my brother? Where have you been, yo? My guy, Cisco Duarte is a new member. He's always around here, though. Cisco, man, shout out to you, my brother, man. This guy has been supporting this channel from day one, man. Shout out to Cisco, man. He became a member of the Wasted Talent Army, man, or he just re-enlisted. We got over 500 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. My guy, Jack Burton. Trust me, guys. We ain't going to be running that trash Chicago offense. We have way more weapons here. Either QB will be just fine. Jack, I think that's a little bit of hope here. That remains to be seen. Now, I know Luke Getsy is a guy that knows what it looks like. He knows what a successful offense looks like. He knows what it all looks like, right? But he had Aaron Rodgers when it worked. I have yet to see him do it with a pedestrian or middle-of-the-road level quarterback. So it remained, the jury's still out on that. And look, when you start talking about the way the NFL is, look, you can see the level of competition in preseason. They're not really playing hard, right? So it's going to take this team, before we know what this team is, it's going to take us around week 3 or 4 to see what kind of team we have. Like the first couple of weeks of the season are almost like the real preseason because people are out there really playing. My guy Peyton Hurdle. I don't think it's a fact that Getsy doesn't run enough. I think they wanted to give the QBs the reps to see what they look like, but we'll see in week 1. Look, Peyton, to me, I feel like, practice makes perfect, right? You want to go and run something similar as far as, play distribution, similar to what you want to go through a real drive. Like, I think if how can I say this? If the metric is to have the most success possible on said drive when these guys are in the game, I think running the football is imperative. I think running play action passes and things like that are imperative, right? Because they're having scrimmages against the team. These are big ways to evaluate these guys. I think if you're going to evaluate them, you want to evaluate them as close to the metric you want to see in the regular season. Just with these two singularly, right? So if you're going to go out there and you're going to call plays, you want to call the plays kind of similar to what you would do in that situation during the regular season, I think, man. So that's just my personal opinion, right? It's my personal opinion, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to the almost 600 of y'all in the room, man. Get wasted with your brother wasted, man. Get wasted with your brother wasted, man. Okay, Kamani is my homie, and Nesta's dad produced the movie for Shot. Okay, that's what it is, bro. Shout out. I knew you knew him in some kind of way, man. I knew you knew him in some kind of way, man. My guy, pressure breaks pipes. Looks like Minshew threw that bad ball to the tight end and almost got him knocked out. Yeah, man. That was terrible. Now, let's get into more of what went on. You know what I'm saying? Let's, you know what I'm saying? This is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the ballers and Bumba Clots. We ain't going to do ballers and busters, man. We doing ballers and Bumba Clots. Bumba Clots. That's what we doing here, man. So, look, first baller. I got to give my man, Tre'von Moehrig, his love, man. Tre'von Moehrig looked great, man. I mean, he gave up a 19-yard catch on the second play, but Moehrig settled in, man. He made 2 run stops on the same drive. He had tight coverage on the incompletion on 3rd and 2 on the 4-yard line. And the second Vikings drive, Moehrig made what could have been a touchdown-saving tackle, man. He stopped the run at the 16-yard line, man. He finished with a team leading 6 tackles, man, all solo. So Tre'von Moehrig, baller. Jacorian Bennett, man. You know, he was out there, man, and the Vikings were like 4th and 2 and from the 4, and they went for it on Bennett, and he was there to break it up, and he played well in the end zone, man, to hold the Vikings scoreless on their opening drive, man, and he gave the Raiders the ball back. I got to give Jacorian Bennett his credit. He looked pretty damn good out there. Of course, Mr. Reliable, Jakobi Meyers, man. Myers got open deep, made a leaping 24-yard catch, man. And the next play, he made the catch on a 0 route, left in the flat. You know, he stepped away from the tackler, ran for 8 yards. 2 plays later, 3rd and 3, O'Connell looked for him again, made a 13-yard catch in the Raiders' Minnesota territory, man. He played very, very well. The baller of all ballers, man. Jack effing Jones, man. Jack Jones, bro, was a guy I was like, damn, man, I really don't know, you know, what we have in Jack Jones. And then as the season went on, man, I'm like, I know what we got in him. And, you know, this preseason game is kind of solidifying. He's going to have a freaking great season, man. Jack Jones, man, took the Raiders. He took the Raiders into the stratosphere, man, picking that ball off, man. Yo, you know what I'm saying? The Raiders blitz, they forced McCarthy to make a quick decision, man. He thought he had a man open, but Jack Jones undercut the route and picked that shit off, man. It reminded me of the stuff that Charles Woodson used to do. Just the kind of shit that special players do, man. Shout out to Jack Jones. And Trey Tucker, man. Trey Tucker did all right, man. Tucker made an adjustment on the pass from Minshew across the middle. He made a 29-yard catch, man. And then he made an even more impressive adjustment when they were going deep. He turned inside. The pass was headed outside to his shoulder. He turned right away to the pass, relocated it, laid out to make the catch for 44 yards. Trey Tucker looked great. All of the stuff about his hands in camp, that stuff, I didn't see any of that. Trey Tucker balled the F out, man. Trey Tucker balled out, man. Gardner Minshew, got to give him a baller. Got to give him a baller, man. Freaking Gardner Minshew, man. All 3 of his possessions, the Raiders scored. You know, the first 2 for touchdowns, man. You can't get mad at that, yo. You can't get mad at that, yo. Y'all, hold on. I have an unruly effing landscaper. No one asked this guy to show up at freaking almost 8 o'clock at night. The F is going on here. The F is going on. It's effing guy. But yeah, man, yo, Amari Burners, another guy, man. He came to play. I think Amari Burney played himself on this roster. This is a guy who was a name that's been forgotten, but he was a draft pick from last year, 6th-round pick. He set out to let everybody know, man, and he's still here, man. Late in the 3rd quarter, he ended the drive by coming to make a stop on the line for no gain on 3rd and 1. And that was his third run stuff of the day, man. He balled out, man. Honorable mentions, Malcolm Kuntz, man. Robert Spillane. DJ Turner caught a touchdown, man. DJ Turner is balling, man. Loved what DJ Turner brought to the field, man. Loved what he brought to the field, man. Now, look, man. We got to get into the Bumba Clots section, man. We got to get into the Bumba Clots section, man. I hate to do this. I don't want to do this. You know what I mean? I try not to do this. I do, man. But yo, Christian Wilkerson, man. Christian Wilkerson, man, is far behind Tucker. He's far behind Turner on the depth chart, man. He had a golden opportunity on Saturday with Devontae being out, right? And he didn't take advantage of it at all, man. He got the start. He probably wants a do-over on one of his catches on the day, man. He lost 1 yard. And, watching it, like, during the game, man, Wilkerson appeared like one move too many rather than cutting up field, man. He could have got a first down. So I think, he was a buster for the day. He was a guy that, really could have got loose, man. Jaden Grant, man, missed the tackle in space on a 48-yard touchdown, man. Got smoked, man, by the Vikings in the second quarter, man. And Luke Masterson also missed his assignment on that play, but Grant was the last line of defense, man, and he missed badly. Jaden Grant, man, was a Bumba Clot. And the biggest Bumba Clot of the day, man, and I hate to do this because the guy's a rookie, is MJ Devonshire, man. He had a rough go in his first game in the NFL, man. He let the Vikings receiver go right past him for a 45-yard score in the third quarter. And, in his defense, he didn't get any help from Chris Smith Jr., man, another buster for the not buster, but Bumba Clot, man. And man, the big play defense too. The Raiders, run defense was atrocious, man. They allowed some big plays, man. They also allowed some big plays late in the game. Blown coverages in the secondary. Trey Taylor didn't play, pretty good, man. He didn't play that great, man. He didn't play that great, man. He appeared to have some lapses in coverage, and it kind of lands on the whole Raider defense, man. It was way too many big plays, man. It was 452 yards, man. So if you're talking about the starting defense, everybody's happy. Some of these guys that are backups, these guys are going to have to play, man. And it's not good to have these guys running up and down the field, gashing his team like this, man. Yo, shout out to my guy, Jamba Juice, man. It didn't sound like Pierce was too happy about the players showing up in the game, but practicing badly in his post-game presser. Yeah, no, he wasn't too happy. And to be honest with you, another guy that I wasn't really happy about some of the decisions that Antonio Pierce made at the end of the game. I think at this point in the game, Antonio Pierce needs to kind of fine-tune those little nuances of being a head coach, like when to call a timeout, clock management and shit like that. I know that it takes time, but we don't have any time for Antonio Pierce to figure it out. He needs to get somebody on quality control to get in his ear and let him know. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Yo, also, Amari Gaynor was another baller too, man. Cannot freaking forget about that. My guy, Ridgeback, give the landscaper a game ball for putting in the work. Yeah, I know, Ridge, but, this guy just shows up when he wants to. He just shows up when the F he wants to, man. He was supposed to be here yesterday. Telling you what, I'm going to start mowing my lawn again, damn it. My guy, Terry Ogden. Eckerberg was out there. Thoughts on him. He didn't do anything that really flashed to me. The one thing about Eckerberg that I like, man, is that, he got beat on the coverage, but I like that he has natural linebacker instincts. Now, also, from what I saw, Divine Diablo didn't play bad at all. He broke up a pass in the back of the end zone. He played pretty well, man. Divine Diablo, he surprised me. Divine Diablo balled too. He surprised me as far as in coverage. And he is a former safety, but he hasn't been that great in coverage. But Eckerberg is a guy that, right now, I'm going to put a pin in my evaluation of him. He didn't have enough snaps that I saw that I could really look at him. I got to go back and really watch the game with a fine-tooth comb because, to be real with you, when we do those live streams, sometimes some of this stuff gets lost in translation because we're on the screen talking and stuff like that. So I need to go back and really focus in on Eckerberg. Definitely do. I'm not gonna sit up here and bullshit you guys. I need to go back and take a look at him, man. But Diablo, from what I saw, looked very, very good. Shout out to my brother Intel. Diablo looked good. Yes, he did. You said Diablo was bad against. I think the whole team as a whole was bad against the run. I'm not gonna lie to you. The whole team as a, like, even the front four, everybody was bad against the run. But if I'm being honest, we know that these guys are just going and they're competing for the number one mission to stay focused. So, guys, listen, they said Tommy didn't play. Tommy didn't play. See, that's what I said. I got to go back and look. And see, this is the thing, man. When you look at these games and we're doing these live streams, when you're doing these live streams, the one thing that I need, that's why I don't do a lot of them. The one thing I need to do is I need to put the numbers up, because these guys are changing numbers so much. Sometimes you lose track of who's who and what's what, man. Sometimes you look back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't even, that's what I was saying. I was like, I got to put a pin on that. I didn't see him. So, but yeah, man. We're going to see, though. We're going to see this week, man. So Tommy's a guy that I'm going to write down. I'm going to make sure I look at him, man. I'm going to make sure I look at him. Yo, he ran the ball 20 straight times because the coaches needed him to see if McCormick and Brown can make plays on the roster. Now, guys, another guy that was a buster, man, Brown, man. Look, all these guys that were calling for Brown to be the a guy that should be in the conversation as a starter, let me tell you something, yo. That's done. I think he has a hard time making his roster, bro. That guy looked horrendous. That guy looked horrendous, bro. Horrendous. Horrendous. And yo, AJ Simpson, like I just said, yo, these guys, maybe I had a dyslexic moment, the one play that I saw, but Masterson, I didn't even think that, he was going to be out there that much. I was getting him mixed up with Eckerberg, man. The F are you talking? The F are you talking about, bro? The F, I just told y'all I didn't see Tommy like that. The F out of here. Chris Mitchell. Subscribe, squad, to wipe them feet. No. We don't wipe them feet here at Raider Nation Unlimited. We pay our bar tabs. But you can do that too, man. Go in there, hit that like, hit that subscribe, yo. Yeah, but it's going to be a very interesting year, man. But that kid Brown probably, look, man, that guy might get cut, bro. And Grizz Moreno is going kind of where I was going with this. I don't think our third string quarterback, both of those guys, they looked bad. I think we need to go out there and go get a third string quarterback. I mean, for real, these guys were horrendous. Freaking horrendous. And it's not hard to judge that. It's not hard to judge that. Brown was horrendous throwing the football. He did all right running it, but he was bad. I don't give a damn, yo. He's bad. He needs to go. Now, when it comes to Sincere McCormick, Sincere has some nice runs, man. I think Sincere might play his way on the roster. But, yo, man, people say it's hard to judge. It's not that freaking hard to judge, man. It's not that freaking hard to judge. It isn't. It is not. So, guys, what do you guys think, man, about the game, man? Because I'm going to be honest with you, man. Some of the stuff from this game that, I got and that I'm really, really looking forward to, man. I'm looking forward to seeing, our defense put together some better snaps than that next week, right? I'm looking for, what we have as far as, from a backup perspective with our line, because DJ Glaze didn't play that great. He not play that great. Thayer Munford is looking like he's going to be that guy. You know what I mean? I'm also looking for the Adam Butler versus Byron Young battle. Now, Byron Young is, technically it's not really a battle because these guys are both going to get some minutes, man. They don't play the same position, but they're both fighting to be the next man off the bench for more reps in the defensive interior rotation. And Butler is trying to prove that he's more than just a situational pass rusher. Butler has been explosive rushing a passer, especially playing with Max and these guys, right? But Young is trying to prove, he's worthy of playing time in general. And I think, Young is a guy that, from what I've seen from his time in college and, what I've been hearing about him, he's a guy that is going to surprise him. I think he's a guy that eventually is going to be a starter that we lean on and depend on, man. You know, he's entering his second season. He's the team's third round pick. He's a guy we drafted. The Raiders got a lot invested in him, man. They got a lot invested in him. Also, man, I need to see more from Tyree Wilson, bro. Janarius Robinson played pretty well, man. He played pretty well. And it's funny, man, because Janarius Robinson was a 4th round pick for the Minnesota Vikings, too. But Wilson has to prove that he's made that leap from his rookie season, and I'm not seeing that just yet. And Janarius Robinson is looking more worthy than Tyree Wilson is. He really is, man. And I know people could think I'm being hyperbolic, but he is looking more and more worthy, bro. Man, looking more worthy, man. He really is, man. The Lucas Masterson Eckenberg situation. We gotta monitor that too. Intel said it right. Wilson looks the same as last year. He does. Tyree Wilson is looking like he's going to be a guy that's going to be more defensive tackle than edge. And listen, if he's that kind of player, cool. But this is looking very Cleveland Farrell-esque to me. It's looking very Cleveland Farrell-esque to me. I don't know. I mean, listen. Am I wrong? Guys, in the chat, let me know if I'm wrong, man. Let me know if I'm freaking wrong, man. What the F is going? We got 500 in here watching and 14 likes. Y'all gotta pay y'all bar tabs, man. Y'all gotta pay y'all freaking bar tabs, man. What the F is going on here, man? Go hit them like. Cost you nothing. Let me go monitor this, man. Giovanni B, man. Let me see what the F's going on here, man. You saying we only got 14 freaking likes? What the F is going on here? What in the F is going on here? Raider Nation Unlimited, Wasting Talent Army. What is going on here? I gotta go. I never look when I'm on the air. You guys gotta humor me for a minute, man. Y'all gotta humor me for a minute. I'm gonna go on my phone and I'm gonna go look. This is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Shout out to y'all, man. My guy, Xavier Foster. The 3s and 4s O-line units were basically cheeks. Yeah, man. Listen, they need to go out there and play. They need to play most of the game, but them guys are looking terrible. True Raider Podcast says 240. That's more like it. Pay your bar tabs, everybody. Pay your effing bar tabs, man. Yeah, man, but I'm telling you, Tyree Wilson is looking very, very Cleve Farrell-esque. How is it possible? Only Raiders could draft a Cleveland Farrell, get rid of him at 10, and then pick another Cleveland Farrell. Guys, look, I'm not going to just totally just say that. I'm not going to totally say that. I'm going to be, pragmatic. I'm going to let this man come into this season and just see what we have. But I'm not seeing it. It's only one game. It's only one game. It's a preseason game. We got to see what the F is going on. Peyton Hurd said, my bad, OG, just ready to listen, man. Jenna Toes, would you trade Tyree for Hassan Reddick? No, it makes no sense. He's a younger player. He's a guy we got a lot invested in. Hassan Reddick is really a poor man's Yannick Ngakoue. He's Yannick Ngakoue. He's not really great against the run. He's a guy that wants a big contract, a new contract. We got Malcolm Kuntz on the roster. It makes no sense for us to do that. It makes no sense for us to do that. Devastated Jamarcus Russell. That's pretty harsh, man. Jamarcus Russell was a guy that, first of all, he's the number one pick. He's a quarterback. He had no work ethic. It's totally not the same thing at all. Tyree Wilson is trying. He's in good shape. He's focused. He's not a malcontent. I don't want to put that on Tyree Wilson. Don't put that on Tyree, bro. That ain't right, man. Don't put that on that kid. That kid's working hard, man. That boy working hard, man. That boy working hard, man. We got 564 watching. We got 476 over there on YouTube. We got over 100 on Twitter, man. We are up here rocking and rolling. Everyone is just excited, man. Everyone is excited. Yo, we got to give, my guy Gerard Davenport, we got to give Tyree grace like AOC. We do. Yeah, Bambino, we shared the updated depth chart earlier, bro. We shared it. I'll share it again before the end of the show. Said Farrell was overdrafted. That's the difference. Now, see, I tend to think that Tyree Wilson was overdrafted. I'm gonna be honest with you. I told you guys. You know who I wanted. Y'all know who I wanted. And if we didn't get him, I wanted them to go out there and go get a corner like Christian Gonzalez or somebody like that. I wanted somebody that was going to come in right now and start. Now, there are people who said, Hondo Carpenter said this right here on this very platform. He said, yo, Tyree Wilson was one of the guys that the Raiders, the last brass thought was a dude, right? Now, when I looked at Tyree Wilson, I looked at him as being a big defensive end, rangy guy. But the thing that I don't see with him is the speed and the quick twitch. I'm hoping that the Raiders can do something about this because, listen, you guys saw with the Minnesota Vikings, right? Now, these are not the same players, but just the difference. Look at what Dallas Turner did in preseason. Dallas Turner immediately flashed. Immediately. He flashed immediately. That's what I wanted out of Tyree. Immediately. He hasn't shown much improvement, though. And last year you had a situation with his foot. I'm not into drafting guys that are hurt. I'm telling you right now, I'm not into it, man. I'm not into it, man. My God, Intel. I don't see improved get off, pause. I don't see improved hand fighting. Wilson is just slow step bull rush. Look, so that means that now, what do we have? Do we have another guy that's an interior player? Yo, I'm waiting to see more snaps. That's what I'm waiting to see. I can't just go out there and judge him for what you've seen in preseason. Come on now, bro. I got to see him play a whole damn game. Look, guys, every player doesn't just flash right off the bat. There are guys like Dallas Turner that's looking like he's going to be a stud right off the rip. There are other guys that you look up 2-3 years down the line, and you're like, oh, I remember we drafted that guy. Holy crap, look at him. He's finally balling. But, guys are saying, listen, wasted. Tyree physically looks good, but he's not showing any X factor. Not as of yet, right? Now, there's tons of guys in this league who look like Tarzan and play like Jane, right? Hey, man, this first hour of Raider Nation Unlimited is powered by BetUS. Shout out to BetUS, man. Y'all going over there, check the site out. The link is at the top of my my description right here in the chat. Also, there is the Men of Order. Men of Order, man. 30% off. Use my code WASTED. It's somewhere in the chat. Let me go find that. Let me tell y'all something, man. Men of Order is something that the Get Off My Lawn gang can benefit from big time, man. If you guys are trying to get back into shape, we got some supplements over there. It's all natural stuff. Go on over there. Go grab some Men of Order Apex, some Flow, some rest, all of that. It helps you. We got something for sleep. We got something for your mental focus. And we also got something to get your energy up for the Get Off My Lawn gang. Some of the young guys, natural stuff, none of this bull crap. It is great. I'm starting to use it. I'm getting back right. I've been falling off, but I'm back at it. You know what I mean? You guys are in there some wasted creed this off season. And just going over there, check out Men of Order. Go pick up some supplements. Use my promo code. Tell him Wasted Talent sent you, bro. Telling you right now, man. I meant his passion, but yeah, we drafted Tyree too high. Yeah, man. I do, man. Wasted. Do you think we would have drafted if it was Tommy T selected? I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Now, Tom Telesco has been kind of snake bit with some of the guys that he's drafted, but Tom Telesco seems like he comes from that I think that he would have drafted Jalen Carter. Tom Telesco just strikes me as that guy that he drafts big names, right? My brother said this. My brother talks about Howie Roseman. And what Howie Roseman does is to keep the media of Philadelphia off his ass. He always drafts the big name players out of the big college. So everybody's like, oh, we had a great draft. Even if those guys don't hit. He never reaches, right? And what he does is he just does terrific in free agency. And I'm going to give you an example. And this is one of the things I kind of want to call the Raiders out on. The Raiders know they needed a guard, right? You get a guy like Mekhi Becton that was playing tackle that was not playing well. I'm going to tell you something. The Eagles took Mekhi Becton and they put him at guard, And he's looking like a baller at guard because he's a big, powerful dude. And in our division, when you got to deal with Chris Jones and you got an undersized center and Andre James, I know we're running a zone blocker scheme, but that doesn't mean you can't have a big, powerful guard that's athletic like Mekhi Becton. I would have brought Mekhi Becton to the Raiders. Listen, there's guys like Tyree Phillips that's still out there. Like, why are we not taking a flyer on guys who started in this league? Like, I know, Cody Whitehair is a guy who you kind of bring him in. You got to bring guys you believe in with your offensive coordinator. But, there's some of these guys that we got on this route, like Andrew Pete. I would have brought in Mekhi Becton. He's a lot freaking younger. A lot younger, man. Jermaine Marshall. Tyree is a liability on the D-line. I would just run the ball in this direction. A step too late, he gives the run again. Hell, no, he's good against the run, bro. I think you're evaluating him. No. What we want to see is those flashy plays. We want to see him get in that backfield. We want to see him hit that quarterback. But Tyree Wilson is stout against the run. Definitely stout against the run, bro. I like Tyree Wilson in that perspective, man. And Kuntz, and this is a great, Raider 827, bro. This is a great comment. Look at Malcolm Kuntz. It took him 3 years to get going. Some players, I don't think it took Malcolm Kuntz 3 years to get going. I think it took those idiots that were here to start him and to let him play. That's what I think happened. Malcolm Kuntz should have been on the field, bro. Like, come on, man. Malcolm Kuntz should have been on the field. I think if Malcolm Kuntz would have got more snaps, we'd be having another conversation, man. The tribe, yo. Parham is 280. I ain't gonna cut it. Let's see, man. This zone blocker scheme. Let's see. Mekhi Becton has zero chance to stand. No, how could you? What are you, the man upstairs? Mekhi Becton could stay healthy at guard. We don't know that. I'm just saying, if I had my druthers, I would have brought a guy like that in. You know what I'm saying? Look, I have to be objective, right? You got to be objective, bro. You got to be objective. Now, this is not being negative. This is being objective. We're looking at what we got. We're going to watch some more football. We're going to really surmise the real deal Holyfield here. We're going to really see what's going on, as this team, plays longer. No, listen, definitely. Yes. Look at his, he's a young player. He's a young player. But you guys saying that Tyree is a liability is insane, bro. Insane, yo. Freaking insane, yo. They had Yannick, Jones, Kuntz wasn't getting a chance. But see, look, the thing is, when you have pass rushers, right? You got guys like, Yannick Ngakoue, all these guys. What you want to do is you want to keep sending these guys in. When you have talented pass rushers, you don't have to just keep one guy in. If he's a young player, give the guy a rest and send a young cat in. Let him get some more snaps. Come on now, man. Michael Smith, what's up with all the negativity on Tyree? Yo, guys, you guys are calling Tyree. What are you basing this off of? Look, would I like to see more from Tyree Wilson? Hell yeah. Right? But for you to sit up here and call him Cleveland Farrell before week 1 is nonsense. It is effing nonsense. What the F is wrong with you guys? Sit back, enjoy the show. If you guys are saying he's Cle 2.0 in week 5 or 6, I'm going to ride with y'all. But you can't do that right now. It's too damn early. We're not that kind of fan base, especially here in my chat. This is not what you guys do. This is not what you guys do. You guys are the smartest chat in Raider YouTube. This is not what we do over here. We don't jump out the window like this. You got to allow the season to take shape. My guy, Lateef Cooks. Different isn't a bad thing. You need solid players to make a defense special. Wilson might be a glue type of guy, a player where his hard work outshines his God-given talent. Robinson is the opposite. Yeah, it could be that. Listen, man, a defense needs to be greater than the sum of its parts, man. Come on, let's stop with the panic and shit. Excuse my language, but come on, man. Calling, listen, look, and I said this before. I said, yo, I'm hoping he's not Clee 2.0. But I'm not just going to call him that. Grizz Moreno calling Tyree Clee 2.0 is coming from the same crowd that says Anthony Brown is my QB1. Yeah, man. We got to chill with that. We got to chill. We got to walk down the hill here. We got to watch what's going on. We got to watch and surmise what we effing can, man. Max Crosby didn't have a great game, but we know he's a player. Tyree, we just don't know. And that's what he is. We need time. That's a fact, man. If Tyree is performing to expectations by the trade deadline, do you consider trading him or do you give him another year? No, I don't trade him. I don't trade him because, look, man, you sometimes every player does not flash. You have to sit there. You got to let these guys develop. And it does you no good. The only way I'm trading Tyree Wilson is if I bring back a Pro Bowl player. If I bring back a Pro Bowl player in another part of this defense based off of the fact that we know we're going to keep Kuntz, right? We know we got Max. We know we got Christian Wilkins. Yes, I would trade. It has to be the right situation. I'm not trading, Tyree Wilson like a lot of times for guys that don't kind of live up to expectations for a bag of peanuts. I'm not doing that, right? But if, say, for instance, it's the trade deadline, there's a player out there that can kind of round off this team in some kind of way, and they're a top of the crust kind of a player, and they want back a young stud player. Yo, for me to trade Tyree, I got to get draft pick back, and I got to get a star back. Like, to be honest with you, this is really, gonna really be like his first season. I mean, he played last year, but he was hurt. He was hurt. Just wait till the season start, man. Wait till the season starts. Yo, Cole Miller struggled his first year. Some people were saying Khalil Mack was about, you guys got to chill with this shit, man. You got to chill. Man, I'm normally optimistic, but Tyree hasn't shown shit, man. He got to do something for us to be optimistic. He is slow and awkward. Bro, you know what he's got to do to show you what he can do? Be on the damn field. The guy was an injured guy last year. He didn't play a whole lot. Let's go into the season. Guys, circle Tyree Wilson. Watch him. But don't throw the baby out with the effing bathwater, man. Please, man. Come on, yo. Don't be that kind of a fan base, bro. You guys are acting like freaking, just first time, long time yahoos, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. I think it's time for me. I got to cleanse this chat. It's time for y'all to take a pause for the calls from the great Michael Vick, man.
Michael Vick here at BetUS.com. Get it all. Huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sports book and casino.
I mean, jeez, man. You guys are freaking, guys are killing me, man. It's unbelievable, man. It's unfreaking believable. I mean, guys, listen. The Tyree Wilson talk, I get it, man. Do I understand? Yeah, I understand, bro. We wanted more. And the thing for me, Tyree is a big one for me, bro, because for me as a fan, right, I want the Raiders to draft guys that we know are good draft picks. Now, we've been doing well in the mid rounds in the last few years. We really have, yo. We've been doing well. We've been whiffing on our first round picks. We've been whiffing, man. Now, this year we haven't. Brock Bowers is probably going to cleanse the Raiders of all the bad draft picks of Raiders past, right? But I was hoping Tyree Wilson is going to be that guy. I hope when we look back, we don't look up in 6 or 7 years. And I hope in 6 years, Brock Bowers and Tyree Wilson is still on his roster. I hope MJ Devonshire, I hope all these guys are still here. Because the only way you win in the National Football League is if you draft correctly. You can't go out there and just free agency your way out of everything. You can't do that. It's hard to construct a roster. This is a sport with a salary cap. This is not like, the New York Yankees circa the 1990s where they could just go out there and just do whatever the hell they want and draft whoever the hell they want and bring in whoever the hell they want. We can't do that. Bro, my dog, Thor is in a place, man. Thor is in a freaking place, man. I'm gonna bet Tyree ain't gonna get 5 sacks this season. I'm gonna bet that you're wrong. Wasted. Was a fair expectation of Tyree for the last 6 games? Or is he 100%? I don't know, man. I mean, I'm sure he's 100% now. I don't think he was 100% throughout the season last year. The guy had a Liz Frank injury, man. He had a Liz Frank injury. The Titans drafted Jeffrey Simmons in the first round injured. Took into year 3 for his breakout. Let's give Tyree a solid chance for making a snap decision. And that's where I'm at with it. Yo, my guy Graham Cam, I'm not tripping on Tyree because we have depth. Kuntz is going to ball outside, and the interior is solid. If he loses reps, then hey, I hope he steps up. I think he's going to step up and carve a role for us. So he's a big guy. I think he should. My guy, Cliff, what you did kind of – wait, bro. So me being objective, I threw him under the bus saying I need to see more? The F we talking about? I need to see more. That doesn't mean that he's fucking terrible and we need to get rid of him. Excuse the F-bomb. I normally don't cuss on the show like that. I always say F it. I mean, what do you mean, Mr. Cold-Blooded? They throw him under the bus. I said I need to see more. Don't you? The F is going on here. We need to see more, bro. I want to see more. I wanted this narrative to be done with. I need to see more next week. So I'm calling out the people I feel like, yo, next week as a fan base, the guys we need to see more from. Yo, shout out to Grizz Moreno with the fire comment, man. I gotta let Grizz Moreno cook, man. I mean, that was a terrific. Oh, Grizz Moreno with the effing bringing the heat, man. Bringing the heat. My guy Clem Bow is tweaking. This guy said Tyree Wilson is slow, not much. How the hell could you say he's not motivated? He been working with Max Crosby. Max Crosby been patting him on the back. Everybody on the defense been saying how hard he been working. And now all of a sudden, y'all don't think he motivated because you see him play a couple of snaps in a preseason game? I don't want to get up here and start having, the wasted, unceremoniously, the argument with the chat, but get the F out of here, guys. You got to chill, bro. That's right. You got to chill, man. We do not want anybody freaking getting unceremoniously blocked for no reason, man. It's not what we need here. T-Wizzy's going to be okay. We as fans need to have some type of patience. But that's really hard for fans who were born in the late 70s, 80s, and 90s. Yeah, look, Mr. Cold-Blooded, I get it, bro. I get it. I understand it, yo. I get it, and I understand it. I get it, and I understand it. But come on, bro. These guys are wilding. Now, guys, listen, man. The fans are pumped, man. The fans are bumped. DeMokes is in here wilding. DeMokes is about to get unceremoniously blocked. That F is wrong with you, DeMokes. Now, guys, let's get into some of what's going on here with this team, man. I'm not really going to break down the Dallas game just yet. You know what I mean? I want to see some press conferences. I want to see some more. It's Monday. We'll get into the Dallas game later in the week. You know what I mean? If I'm being honest, we're not going to get too into the Dallas game, right? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, man. There's a guy that people were saying was on the roster bubble that I think is going to be a big contributor this year. It's DJ Turner, man. DJ Turner really stood out, man. And Antonio Pierce said as much, man. He said he made some plays downfield, some sweeps, some handoffs, some special teams he really picked up. He's a Swiss Army knife. Yo, I love that. And you got to really start changing the way you construct your roster based off of that new kickoff. Man, what did you guys think about that new kickoff? Really quickly, before we get out of here, man. What do you guys think about that new? Does it look kind of hokey to you guys? Does it look kind of hokey to you? It looks a little hokey to me, right? But I think what's going to wind up happening is I think that you're going to have to construct your roster a little differently from what I can see, people not carrying as many linebackers because you're going to need more guys to block. You know what I mean? People having more DBs and stuff like that. It was a little weird though, right? It was a little weird. But I'm looking for the Raiders. Hopefully there's somebody bright that's in our special teams unit. And I hope it's not the Chiefs because they always, they're so innovative. Somebody's going to start running plays during, this kickoff because they got that space. They're going to start running plays, man. I want to see who brings that innovation, especially early in the season when it's almost like preseason or early in the preseason, man. I want to see the Raiders have some innovation here, maybe score. You know what? And it's funny, man. It's funny, man. That's really what I want to see, man. Yeah, that's right. Irvin Hunter, bigger safeties. Guys, that you're gonna need some more linemen, man. But the Raiders, I want to see if the Raiders start running some plays, man. Solomon Mitchell, the new kickoff rules name. Look, the one thing that for me that I like about the new kickoff is that you get a return. Because it was getting to the point where the return was getting taken out of the game. And I'm going to be honest with you, that didn't sit well with a football purist like me. That didn't sit well with me. That didn't sit well with me at all. You know what I mean? But, I love the fact that you're getting returns. I saw a lot all across the league. But there's going to, I want to see some razzle dazzle because you got that space, right? So this time, I want to see the team that runs plays on that junk, like run something that we've never seen before. Because this is like a new thing in the NFL. I think that's really exciting, man. It's really exciting when you have a situation where that if you have a bright mind on your coaching staff, they can start coming up with things that make the Raiders or make your team stick out. I'm hoping it's the Raiders, man. But you're gonna have to construct your roster. If this rule is a rule that sticks around, you're gonna have to start constructing your roster a little differently, man. Sean Thor's always, man, with the haymaker. He goes, all new things feel horrible. Give it a season before hating. I say, and that's a fact. Doesn't bother me. No more fair catches, more returns is exciting. And I'm glad that they found a way to bring that back. Because the league has to find a way to make it look like they're trying to protect the players, man. They do. It has its pros, it has its cons, man. It has its pros and its cons, man. Raider Felon. Hold on, my God. I don't want our speed wide receiver getting hurt. No one Tucker. Now, look, I think the fact that he gets a full head of steam and stuff like that, well, he's going to be on punt return. I think you got to get the ball in Trey Tucker's hands as much as possible. When you got a Devontae Adams on his roster and you have, a Jacoby Myers, you got a Brock Bowers, you got a Michael Mayer, those touches for a guy like Tucker with his speed is something that, he might not get as many touches as you would like. There's guys that are going to get targets and touches, man, that are going to outweigh, Trey. And then the thing is, we got a great defense supposedly, right? Hopefully going into this year. So, you're going to have a lot of running of the football. You're going to have a lot of ball control. So I'm going to be honest with you. I want to see Tucker if he's, good with the football and he hasn't dropped the ball. I want to see Tucker back. I need somebody that's electric. I'm going to need for us to get some points we weren't expecting. People forget about special teams, right? But I want this special teams unit to be special all the way around. Not just the kicker and not just the punter, how it is with the Raiders. I want an explosive return man. Do you know how great it would be to have a Dante Hall level returner? A Brian Mitchell. Now, I know I'm talking about great returners. Devin Hester, I'm not going to compare him to those guys. Devin Hester's the greatest kick returner there ever was, right? But it'd be nice for, the other opposing team when they kick the ball to us in a punt return to see them hold their breath and go, oh, no, Tucker's got the ball. Like, man, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm waiting for that. And also not having, the kind of quarterback that you don't even, you know what I mean? Not having the kind of quarterback that at this point hasn't really proven himself, it's good to have a short field. Now, with the kickoff rules, man, they place the ball in the 30. Now, when you're playing against a Patrick Mahomes kind of guy, you'll kick the ball out of end zone, because you'll kick the ball out of the end zone. Like you don't want to put the ball to where they get a shorter field. With a Patrick Mahomes, you won't kick the ball out of. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. With a Patrick Mahomes, you'll kick the ball, have him return the field, so you can get him and pin him in the 20 or something like that. But when you're playing against a young quarterback, you put him on 30 and make them say, "Hey, man, go drive down the field and score." I can see that, man. Yo, another guy in the game. I saw Dylan Labe. I want to see Dylan Labe play with some of the ones. I don't think that he kind of got the best situation. He got a lot of carries. He didn't get the best situation, right? He had a really terrible line. And, a lot of with Labe, man, I want to see them really acclimate Dylan Labe up with the ones and the twos, man. I can't wait against Dallas, man, to see if that happens, man. And I thought Guyton was brought in to be a returner, too. He has size and speed, too. I would love to see that, man. Swift Raider just added my light. What's good? Wait, said Jack Jones looks like a top cornerback we've been looking for. Yes, he does, brother. Yes, he does. Yeah, Labe had no chance with that O-line, man. I didn't get what I wanted to see out of Dylan Labe because, man, to be real with you, they really put him in a bad situation, man. Real bad situation. I didn't like that, man. Yo, C4. I remember when Tim Brown used to return punts. Missed the days where we put our dogs back there and let them eat. And that's what they're doing with Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker is that kind of electric kind of guy. I want to see it, man. I want to see it, man. What you mean? The O-line matters. I didn't listen, bro. Nobody's taking nothing away from Gardner Minshew. There's some people in Raider Nation, bro, and if I'm being honest, that they just want Gardner Minshew to start because one, there's less of an unknown factor to Gardner Minshew. I don't want to go back to the quarterback talk because that dominated a lot of this show and it's been dominating a lot of people's shows, right? But let's be for real. A lot of y'all like the image of Gardner Minshew. You like the swashbuckling, outcast with the long hair and the greasy hair, and it reminds you of Kenny Stabler. He's not Kenny Stabler, bro. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I'm not buying the Kool-Aid of this mystique and image from a player. The image and the game have to match. Now, Max Crosby has that swagger, that Raider swagger. He has it in space. Jack Jones got that Raider swagger. They definitely have it, but their games line up with that. And I'm not saying Gardner's doesn't, but I think there are a lot of people that are rooting for Gardner Minshew because of that distinct reason and not really being objective. And if I'm being objective, I want a quarterback who does not turn the football over. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and act like Gardner Minshew is some bad player. He started, but to be real with you, look, for me, dude, I would rather go with the young kid with the higher ceiling, right? And I like the fact that I have a guy that is on the bench that knows what it's like to be that relief pitcher. Everybody is not good in that role coming off the bench. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Like in Dallas, is a guy we're going to play against next week in Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is a phenomenal backup. Do I want to see Cooper Rush every week? No. Like, because people go back to that time when Cooper Rush started for Dak Prescott, but Dak Prescott was dinged up. I think he went like 4-1. And people were like, well, damn, man, Cooper Rush, maybe he could be the starter. But Dallas was scoring like 21 points a game under Cooper Rush. As soon as Dak Prescott came back, they were scoring 31 points a game. It's the reason why Dak is the starter over there, right? But the thing is this, there are certain people that thrive in that role. And I think Gardner Minshew thrives in that role. He always has, man. He always has. So, to me, it doesn't bother me having that guy, sitting there being the person in waiting. It doesn't bother me. I would prefer that. Now, Gardner Minshew has been a guy where, 2019, he, played 14 games, 60% completion percentage, 3,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, 6 picks. You know, he played pretty well, right? The next season, he had 9 games played, 16 touchdowns, 5 picks. Philadelphia, he went back to being a backup. 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Philadelphia, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. And in Indy last year, he had 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, right? So Gardner Minshew is a guy that's a gunslinger. He can move the football. He's had some success in his league, and I get it. I get why some people want him to start, right? But to me, I'm the guy who wants to go with the young player you drafted. But at the end of the day, may the best man win. May the best man win. And we're going to see this week. I think this job is still up for freaking grabs, man. And you know, listen, maybe if I don't remember saying that he looked bad, but what I will say is Britton Brown didn't show me what I wanted to see. I'm not going to say he looks bad. I'm not going to say he looks bad, man. Yeah, and listen, I'm going to be honest with you. The Tribe, yeah, I want to see Dylan Labe because, look, I know Britton Brown is not going to come in here. He's not the kind of running back that is going to come in here and be our starting running back, right? Britton Brown is a big power back. We have a starting power back, right? I want to see Dylan Labe because, one, he's a draft pick from this year, and his versatility. He's a guy who can wind up out wide. He is a guy who brings a different dimension to this offense. So that's why, my opinion, that's what I want to see. I didn't say Britton Brown looked terrible. I wanted to see more from Britton Brown. You know, you guys kind of go and run with shit, man. Lake Show. You can't make up the AOC man crush. Shit's a joke. If he proves me wrong, cool. But the dude hasn't done shit. Yo, he's got to go out there. There's no man crush. He's got to go out there. But me personally, when I look at Aiden O'Connell, he's a young player. I want to see Aiden O'Connell go out there and take this job because he's young, he's cheap, he's in his second year, and I know, you know what I mean, he's a bigger player, and he looks like a kind of guy that, you know, he looks like the kind of guy that you can trust. You know, but look, if Gardner Minshew wins the job, I'm going to be behind him 100%. I'm going to be behind him 100%. I just think that some people are, you know, supporting Minshew. You know, and bro, I can't really say that after this week. Let me walk that back. I'm going to be real with y'all. Yo, people want to see touchdowns, bro. People want to see touchdowns. They do. You know, and Gardner Minshew went out there and he did. If Gardner Minshew goes out there and does the same thing next week, then he probably going to win a job. Yo, and you have to see it to believe it. I'm telling you, you're right. You're right. But look, to me, I think that Aiden O'Connell is going to be the starter. That's just me. I do. My guy Alapagos, wasted damn talent. Good to see you again. Aiden has time, but Minshew could get first downs with his legs, and that's great too. That's great too. That's great. I mean, listen, bro. Whoever wins the job, may the best man wins, man. I'm gonna take. Like, for me, I don't really have a horse in the race. I just want the best guy to win. It's more so for me. I'm telling you who I think is going to be the starter. But look, man, if Minshew wins the job, God bless him. Climbino, yes. Zeus does seem faster. I loved what I saw out of Zeus, man. He was moving the football every time, man. He looks fast. He looks powerful. And I don't know if he's faster because he was fast last year. I just think he understands what's going on more. He's running without hesitation. And that comes from reps. That comes from, you know, people knowing that they're starters. Like, I love that, man. Raider felon. AOC got out the mud. He's a Raider through and through. The kid has progressed every year in his career. And that's what I'm really rooting for him, man. Dev Royal. Wasted, what up? Issue with Minshew is he scrambled into pressure yesterday. That's going to happen when you're a guy who gets out of the pocket. That's going to happen. I love that he brings that aspect of his game, but I really want to see a quarterback that can get it done from the pocket and get Devontae the football and get the ball into the hands of the playmakers. I want a guy that sees the whole field. Right? I feel like when I watch AOC play, I feel like he's a guy that sees the whole field a little bit better, man. That's just my personal opinion, man. Exactly. I would tell you this. If Minshew does win the job, he will have to have a career year for this team to make the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, look, these elite, both of these guys are going to have a career year. You know who else is going to have a career year? Zamir White. Zamir White's got to look. I just want the quarterback that's going to get the ball into the guy's hands that make plays. You don't have to, we don't have to have Aaron Rodgers under center. We got a lot of playmakers. We got a lot of guys you can dump that football off and they could take it to the house, man. Clint what I'm afraid of is wasted possessions trying to force feed Adams the ball. Yeah, but look, man, this is the difference between star quarterbacks and pedestrian quarterbacks, right? You have people that'll say, and this is one of the problems that I had when we've had other quarterbacks. You say you don't want them to force feed the ball, but a guy like Davante Adams, when you have that trust and you have that connection, when you have a guy like Davante Adams, he could be covered and he's going to make the play. Guys like Davante Adams, Randy Moss, star receivers, Justin Jefferson, you have to be the kind of quarterback to have the faith in him to give him a chance to make a play. He's always going to be double covered. You got to throw the football up to him. So I don't have any problem with that. I think that, just as a play caller and as a quarterback, you should have it in your mind that, these amount of plays, I am going to Davante Adams. This play is for Davante. Because when you got a Hall of Fame talent like that, you have to take advantage of that. So I don't mind forcing the football as long as Davante's catching it and you're not turning the ball over. As long as you're doing it within the flow of the game. I'm not talking about when all else fell, he's triple covered and you just toss it up to him out of nowhere when somebody's wide freaking open. But there's certain guys that you got to have it in your play calling package that they get a certain amount of touches and a certain amount of targets. Like Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, they're going to have that built in. I have no problem with that. The great thing is some of these guys we have on this roster, they're great in the middle of the field, man. They're great in the middle of the field. So those times when Davante is blanket covered, you got guys over them. You got other options. And if you're moving the football, Davante's not crying. It's just more so I don't want them to not go to Davante and then he starts crying and that's the reason why you're going to him. I want it to be in the flow of the offense. Like, we got to get on Davante, but we got to go to Davante. We have to. Come out, get him going early. That opens everything up for the rest of the guys on this team. Yeah, with 17 of everybody should eat good. That's a fact, right? Dev Royal, wasted. I think Tay being a big ALC supporter will factor in. Bottom line, I think ALC still has upside. I do too, man. I do too. But you know what? What makes me hopeful is the fact that I love that we got a legit backup on the roster. We got a legit backup, man. We got a freaking legit backup on the freaking roster, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Yo, guys, I think it's about time to roll this train back into track. We've been going an hour and a half, man. This broadcast has been powered by BetUS, man. Don't forget, 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,000, 200% crypto deposit bonus, man. Fast and easy deposit withdrawal, fastest payouts in the industry, man. BetUS, if you guys are going to go and do any sports wagering, there's a lot going on this year. We're going to be getting into sports wagering stuff. We'll be getting into a lot of the fantasy football stuff too, man, for all of my guys out there that like to do more than just watch the game. And guess what? We're going every day, man. Daily Raider content for the over 500 people watching me right now. What I want you guys to do is hit that like, hit that subscribe. Make sure you guys, if you're not subscribed, you subscribe. We're on a race to 12K, and then we're going to go to 15 when the season starts. I know this channel is going to take up. And listen, I want you guys to go on over there and pay your bar tabs. Go on over, check out Men of Order if you guys are working out. And shout out to everybody in chat. We will be back tomorrow. And we'll be back the day after that. We're going to be breaking down the Dallas game. Is going to be lovely, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Thank you, man. My guy, Space Beast, that BetUS deal is the best deal out there. Wait, so that's a fact, man. And what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to go up to the top of the chat. It is pinned to the top of the chat. Hit that link, Wasted Talent Raiders. When you go on to BetUS to show them the power of the Wasted Talent Army, man. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all, man. Love the chat today. You guys have been awesome, man. We are going to get out of here, man. And look, man, yo, y'all know what I always freaking say, man.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yo, man, the price is going up, man. Peace and blessings to everybody, man. And like I said, man, this has been powered by.
This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and
You damn right, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a terrific day, man. We will be back tomorrow rocking and rolling all week with you guys, man. Have a great night.
Clots.